Happy Saturday. This is Rumor Patrol with Misty and Miriam.
Woo! Eminem is back.
Yeah, we
and
are.
We're about to break down some rumors, and I think Misty Licious has a little something that has to do with Drake.
Yes. I love Drake, and I love Drake even more that he's dating Rihanna. However, we have a little bit of drama going on. Is Drizzy Drake crushing on Jennifer Lawrence? Maybe. Okay, he dropped a new song this week called Draft Day, where he raps about the Hunger Games and Jennifer Lawrence. Here's what he says. On some Hunger Games shit, I would die for my district. Jennifer Lawrence, you can really get it. I mean, for real, girl, you know I had to do it for ya.
That's just how we said it.
Exactly like that. I love this. He's just sending love to the Hunger Games and J-Law. But you know why this makes sense to me? It's because Katniss Everdeen was sort of drafted into the games, so that's why I feel like it makes sense for this Draft Day song. Do you think so?
I think that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
I think everyone thinks that it's a reference to him having a crush on her, but his newest song, which is called Days in the East, is actually all about Rihanna, and he samples some of Rihanna's voice in the song.
Yeah, her song Stay.
Yeah.
He says, I threw my hands in the air. She said, show me something. That was me sort of sing-talking.
You're
right
a good
there.
girl. You're
Thank
a good
you.
girl. Okay, so basically we have two songs, and in one, it's kind of all about Rihanna and how he loves her, and in the other one, he's basically dissing everybody because he disses Jay-Z, he disses Kanye, he disses Chance the Rapper, but then the one props he gives is to J-Law. So that's the question. Is he giving her props because he likes her? Is he giving her props because he's giving her props because he's a big fan of the Hunger Games like the rest of us?
So the rumor is, does Drake have a crush on J-Law? I think this rumor is so
false. Woo! I'm glad we agree.
Yay, we agreed. We didn't plan that, you guys, I swear. Next up, Miriam has a rumor number dos.
Rumor number dos takes us back to the Twilight days.
Yes,
we've got
it
one
does.
of my favorite couples, ex-couples, Robert Pattinson, Kristen Stewart. Last year, even though they'd already broken up, they were so together for Kristen's birthday, which is April 9th.
Coming
So
up.
the question is, are they getting back together? Because the rumor is that they've basically reignited their love. Now, no pictures have been seen of the two for months, but there is a logic behind that, you guys, because Rob Pat's has basically been on the other side of the planet filming a bunch of movies. He's back in town, and that's what the rumor is, that they are so back together.
So Kristen's been filming her movies,
Right.
he's been filming his movies, and now magically they're back in town conveniently before April 9th, maybe for Kristen's birthday. Okay, in my opinion, just because they're both in town possibly celebrating her birthday doesn't mean they're back together. Like, maybe they're just still really close friends and he wants to be there to celebrate her birthday even though they're not hooking up. Could that be a possibility?
That could be a possibility, but it is so hard when you've already done so much with your ex-person to not maybe go back into that rhythm. As a matter of fact, Hollywood Life says that Rob and Kristen talk all the time and they're still hooking up, but it's not at all exclusive. I guess you could call it an open relationship. I kind of know a lot about that.
I could see them doing that.
As much as they both love each other, there are no rules in place. It sounds like a crazy way to live, but it's so common in Hollywood, which it is. So I guess that's the thing.
And they both aren't really linked to someone else at the moment, so they could still be hooking up. So, are we ready for rumor decision time?
We're ready for rumor decision time.
Is Kristen Stewart and Robert Pattinson reuniting for her 24th birthday?
That rumor is
so
true.
Maybe.
And we've got a little Biebs and Selena action for our last rumor. We obviously couldn't exclude them from Rumor Patrol. They're like the staple pattern.
Yeah, we've been talking about them every week.
Every
and
single
lots of couples rumors this week, right? You
very
noticed that?
romantical.
Oh.
Is that a word?
Yeah.
Not really.
It is. Yeah.
All right, why don't you set us up?
All right, Justin and Selena, are they now fighting because Justin's mad that Selena has been flirting with Orlando Bloom? Maybe. So you know Selena just gave this like super touching speech at We Day, not this last weekend, but the weekend before.
And she looked so pretty.
Yes, and Orlando was there as well, so was Seth Rogen. Biebs thinks that she was flirting with Orlando backstage, and they did take this super cute Instagram photo where Selena's actually kind of looking at Orlando in there. But speaking of Seth Rogen, he's not shy about bashing Bieber, is he?
Right, and I think that's why this rumor has a bunch of elements mixed into it.
Yeah, it does.
I think if anything, Biebs is super pissed that Selena took a picture with his #1 public hater. Seth Rogen has said so many crappy things about Justin. In fact, on Watch What Happens Live, Seth actually said, he seems like he's obnoxious and ungrateful and insincere, and he puts people's lives in danger with his horrible, horrible behavior. Overall, he acts like a piece of shit.
Yikes. So, I don't totally disagree with all of that, but that's still very harsh to say publicly.
But imagine posing with a guy that said that when you're dating.
I totally get that. That would PO me as well.
Exactly.
Okay, but I want to know, how would Bieber even know if Selena was flirting with Orlando? He wasn't there. She was in Oakland. He hasn't been on the West Coast for a long time. I actually think he was in Canada this past weekend because it was his mom's birthday.
Right.
And there is another part of this rumor that says that Bieber hung out with Miley in Canada this weekend to get back at Selena for flirting because Miley stopped in Toronto for her Bangers tour this weekend.
I didn't even follow all that. That was so much information.
I know. So basically, all you need to know is, did Justin try to get back at Selena by hanging out with Miley? Because obviously
so that's
that
a new
would
rumor.
piss her off.
Okay, well, first of all, I think the whole Orlando Bloom thing is made up because aside from a picture where they're posing, I mean,
there's no proof.
Check it. That's nothing. It means nothing. There's no proof whatsoever. And the whole Justin and Miley thing, how much proof is there that
they could have been in the same vicinity? I'm saying that part could be a maybe, because you know that would tick Selena off if Justin and Miley were hanging out again. That's a whole nother rumor that I just brought into the mix.
I know. Rumor number 4 is the bonus rumor.
It's like 3.5. Rumor 3.5.
Okay, so rumor part 1 of rumor 3 is Justin Bieber jealous that Selena Gomez was allegedly flirting with Orlando Bloom? That is so false. Thank God we agreed on that one.
Part 2 of rumor 3, did Justin hang out with Miley to get back at Selena for hanging out with Orlando? Kind of related. I think that might be so maybe.
False. I don't think so.
We're not agreeing on that one, and that's okay. We got shout outs.
Yeah, we do. I know you guys want a lot of shout outs, so we got you a lot for this week.
5, I guess, if that's a lot.
5. So why don't we start with, I thought this one was really funny. Okay, so we've got someone named Party Like It's the 80s, which I'm loving your name, but too bad you wrote what you wrote, because I was really loving your name.
Oh.
By saying, okay, so last week we were talking about how Zac Efron basically got beat up in a neighborhood, and we both described that neighborhood as a terrible neighborhood. So this person said, by saying that's a terrible neighborhood, you're suggesting that everyone in that neighborhood is horrible because they are low-income sectors of LA. That's asinine to say. Not watching segments with you in them, a-hole.
Wait, is he talking about you or me?
Well, we both said it.
Okay.
Maybe me.
Okay.
So what I'd like to say about that is, first of all, I applaud you for leading by example, since you're calling us out on our poor phrasing, and yet you were so sensitive with yours. So we appreciate that. And regarding your accusation, actually, we called it a terrible neighborhood just because, statistically speaking, it has a high rate of crime.
Yeah, so sorry about that. We'll try to be more sensitive next time.
Right.
Next shout out, Mr. Crush. Cool name as well.
Yeah, I like that.
I want to be Mrs. Crush.
Ooh.
I love you guys. You two are so funny. If my school just allowed us to go on our phones and use headphones when done with work, I would watch you two during my time, but sadly I can't. Therefore, I hate my middle school. But anyway, you two are sort of like lawyers, and I want to study to be a lawyer. We're inspiring you to be a lawyer. That is so cool.
That is so
I'm proud
sweet.
right now.
You know what? We should have her as a guest. She
Or
could teach
Mr.
us. Oops. Oh, right.
Mr. Crush.
Okay, we got another one for you. It's Cyrette Graham. How do you get a job at Clevver TV? It would be nice hearing the background story of how you guys got started.
Oh,
how
that's
did you
awesome.
get started?
I got started because another host here who did our gaming channel, Andrea Renee, was
Right.
a host, and I was good friends with her, and she set me up to interview and audition here at Clevver because I loved Clevver, and I was like, hey, Andrea, can you help me out? I want to be part of the Clevver team, and she did.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I didn't even know that, so thank you for asking.
How about you?
And I was good friends with another host we used to have, Tatiana Carrier. She was our Clevver Movies host, and she's the one that got me the job. But before that, basically, I was trying to figure out if I was going to go to school and become a therapist or start my own cupcake bakery, because I'm obsessed with both.
You could still do both of those
I'm
on the
planning
side.
on still doing both, but
Yeah,
I
you should.
decided before I get to that point in my life, I wanted to be a host. So that's what happened.
Welcome.
Thank you. You as well, darling. You were doing well.
Thanks. All right, next comment. Sophia Fitz. Yay, M&M Show is the reason I'm a Cleverette. I look forward to it every week. Love you guys so much. Happy face, heart, 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 heart,
That's
heart.
really
heart
sweet.
back. Thank you so much for being a Cleverette and for liking the M&M Show.
Yeah, thank you, Sophia. And also, I mean, we do have one more, but thanks for all the people that put so much love on there. Unfortunately, we don't have space and time for all of your comments, but we read them all. We really appreciate it. But we're going to end on a not so positive positive note.
That's okay.
That's okay, because we embrace it all.
It's Saturday.
Yeah, we don't manipulate these comments. We get a healthy dose of every perspective. Shalom Paris. We can tell Miriam hates Justin Bieber. I would like to address this.
Actually, you don't.
I don't.
You have defended him more than I have.
Boom. Funny how we were misunderstood. Here's the thing. I'm really sarcastic by nature sometimes. Actually, so is Misty.
That's why we like each other.
It's the M&M show. I don't hate Justin Bieber. I have a lot of empathy for Justin Bieber. If I was in his shoes and became that famous and that rich and that powerful that young, I would act terrible. But I'm also not going to sugarcoat things and say, oh, he's flawless. We're going to call him out because that's what good friends do.
And we're good friends with Justin Bieber.
That's right.
Thank you guys so much for watching Rumor Patrol this Saturday and every Saturday because it's an awesome show on Clevver News. Misty, Miriam,
M&M.
We'll see you next week. Okay, guys, thanks for watching Rumor Patrol. It's out of control. You know you want to watch last week's episode to relive all the greatness. Just click here.